Welcome to this explainer. You know that moment, right? The exact second a lesson winds down, and it's like you can literally hear a student's brain just power off. Well, today, we're diving into a fascinating 2-minute wrap-up slide, often called the detective's diploma. It is honestly incredible to see how it uses simple things, like a narrative and a symbolic badge, to keep kids fully engaged right up until the very second the screen goes dark. So let's see exactly how they pull this off. So here's the ultimate challenge for instructional designers. How do you wrap up a lesson without kids instantly logging off and running straight to the kitchen? It's so easy to just slap "the end" on the screen and call it a day, isn't it? But the source material we are analyzing today tackles this problem head on. The goal here isn't just to say, hey, time's up. It's to build massive anticipation for what comes next. Let's break down the mechanics of how they actually do this.
Okay, let's get right into section 1, the perfect lesson wrap-up.
When you look at the visual layout here, it's kind of amazing how deliberate every single detail is. The heading, "Great job, super detectives," keeps them right inside that narrative. They aren't just students right now, they're detectives. You've got this really cheerful waving character signaling goodbye. But notice the background. There is a very subtle hint of a shape sorting activity. It's essentially a visual whisper of what's to come, without demanding they do any actual work right now.
Moving right along to section 2, earning the symbolic badge.
Instead of tossing out a generic, "Hey, good job paying attention today," the narration does something brilliant. It says, "You've earned your super detective badge today." It taps right into that ongoing theme to give them a real psychological reward. It acts as a tangible capstone that validates all their hard work and makes them feel like they've achieved something truly special. This kind of thematic praise absolutely locks in those positive feelings associated with the critical thinking they just finished.
Which brings us to section 3, fostering everyday curiosity.
Now, this is absolutely crucial. Listen to how this specific narration directs kids to remain observant and curious once the lesson ends. They are literally being handed their next assignment. And here's the kicker, it's an assignment that requires absolutely no worksheets and zero screen time. By telling them to keep those eyes and ears sharp and keep observing the amazing world around you, the script is fundamentally transforming their everyday surroundings into a continuous critical thinking exercise. The lesson fosters a mindset where the child applies those brand new observational skills to their own living room or, their backyard. It's just a really clever way to blur the line between structured learning time and everyday life.
And finally, let's take a look at section 4, bridging to future lessons.
If we break down the rhythm of these 3 pedagogical moves, it's honestly a masterclass in child engagement happening in just 2 minutes. Step 1, bam, immediate validation with the badge. They feel great about themselves. Step 2 pivots right to the present, encouraging them to observe the real world right now. And then step 3 looks to the future, using narration and that subtle background visual to tease their next mission. It perfectly resolves today's lesson while instantly planting a seed for tomorrow. When we put these 2 outcomes side by side, the whole strategy just clicks. On the one hand, the badge gives them that nice, neat closure for today. It lets the child know it is perfectly okay to transition to a new activity. But on the flip side, teasing those future shape-sorting missions totally eliminates the friction of having to, restart a child's interest the next time they log on. Because of this setup, they're already looking forward to it. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to think about your own educational wrap-ups and how these specific visual and narrative choices might transform them. Are your conclusions just telling your learners that time is up? Or are you giving them a badge, pointing them out into the amazing world around them, and whispering a little hint about tomorrow's mission? It really makes you wonder, is the end of your lesson actually the beginning of a child's critical thinking journey? Thanks so much for joining me to explore this fascinating approach. Keep observing, keep analyzing, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.